What up, what up? Yeah, it's a beautiful day, beautiful day. Anything like me about to go ahead and get this day rolling. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road. Don't worry about it. All right, cool. Jasen, Coach J Hunter, got another major key for you. And it's been weird over the past week. The same thing's kind of been flipping over. I've been going over the same exact thing with other people, you know. But it's really helping me to kind of understand even what the challenges I'm facing right now, and I'm killing it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's a beautiful thing. Now, anyway, the process. Trust the process, right? So, as a matter of fact, it's been crazy because right now I'm building my team, right? And sat down and chopped up the other day. But I shared with them, you know, my understanding of going through a process. Things might look crazy at any given moment, but as long as you understand the process that you're gonna have to go through to get where you're trying to go, you're good to go then. You know, and matter of fact, it reminded me of because I've worked and done things in a whole bunch of industries, right? I ain't even gonna list them out, but just know I put my hands in a lot of different areas, and each time I stepped into something, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. You know what I'm saying? It looked crazy, you know, messed up a lot, but the one thing I learned to do is make adjustments, and I always trust the process of where I was starting. I was not going to stay where I was at. Eventually I was gonna get where I was going, you know, so I did that in every single thing I put my hands on, doing it right now, you know. But I remember specifically like this I used to do mental health, right? Work with kids, families. I did pretty good at it. Now, with mental health, South Georgia, commission-based business, baby. Ain't no hourly wage, none of that. You know, straight commission. You know, you get a percentage of what it is that you build. You know, so when I first got the opportunity to be involved in it, and keep in mind, I ain't go to school for none of that stuff. You know, so didn't have any experience with it, anything. So I came in fresh, green. You know, I think I started doing that, I was like 30. You know, but when I first got into it, you know, there was a guy that I think I was 30, he was like 26, you know, but this dude here was killing it. And basically I found out, man, this dude had made like 15 grand in a month. You know, me at 30 years old, like 15 grand, legit? How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? So I was very interested to find out how in the world I could learn how to use that, I call it a game. You know what I'm saying? Everything I put my hands on, I always look at it like a game, sports. You know, so I said, how in the world can I learn how to play this game, you know, and be able to reap the type of benefits you reap? Because that's what I need. You know, at the time, mind you, I had not seen a chick with that company and that business for over like $1,500 for the whole month. And here this dude, he already hit 15 grand for the month. I'm like, God. So anyway, I went to him, I asked him, I said, man, how do I do what it is that you're doing? How do I get where you're at? And he started sharing with me little certain things, you know, and I started trying them out. And lo and behold, you know, I remember I went from 1,500 to 1,800. Not a big major accomplishment, but at least I started here, and then I jumped up just a little bit. So what I started noticing was there were certain things that were working and certain things that it was kind of holding me back from going to the next step or the next level. So what I did, and pay attention to this part, what I did was I stopped working, right? Like I stopped doing the thing that I was doing, like the stuff that I was focused on to make a couple dollars every day. I stopped doing that, and I went back and I made some adjustments of how I handle my business, right? So by me doing that, you know, like 30 days went by me doing that, the next check I got, you gotta think about, I went from 1,500 to 1,800, boom. I got a check for $800. 800 bucks, man. You know, and everybody looked at me like I had lost my damn mind. It's like, man, what are you doing? Are you quitting? Are you know, nah, you gotta do this. They're trying to tell me you gotta do this, you gotta do this. Like, nah, I had a process that I was putting together. You know, I was building a system. That's what I was looking at. I wanted to build a machine. You know, it's gonna make it a whole lot easier for me to start climbing up, you know, and building to the place to where I could be the guy that was getting that $15,000 check. So anyway, lo and behold, did that. Had an $800 check, boom. But then I started making my adjustments. Then I came back next month. I think I hit back at like 1,500. But then the next month hit for $3,000. The next month 32. Next month 36. Those are numbers, something like that. You know, but you get the point. So what so even once I did that, you know, and the people like, oh wow, this is great, man. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going sick. Oh yeah. I had completely doubled my income by just making some simple adjustments. But I had to sacrifice just a little bit of time, a little bit of reward in order to do it, right? So, and I'm going somewhere with this, but I'm gonna share this one more thing to you. So I was not satisfied where I was, so I did the same thing that I did the same thing that I did for the month. I only got $800. Went back to the drawing board, made some adjustments, and I started over. 36, right back down to like 1,500. Once again, everybody looked at me like I was crazy, like I had lost my mind. You know, and I had a couple months back to back that was just like that because I was building something. You know, what they didn't understand was that I wasn't looking at it the same way that they were looking at it. You know, I wasn't looking at, okay, what am I making month for month? What I was looking at and focused on is, how do I get to 15,000? How do I get to 15 grand? That was my only mission. You know, outside, of course, I did great work, but my key was, how do I compensate myself for the work that I do? You know, so anyway, when I double back, and once I finally put in my work, it took me like 2 months to do it. But when I tell you, mind you, the last check I got was like $3,600. When I tell you, after the sacrifice for those 2 months of not being able to have like income, really, guess what happens? Get a check for $6,000. Get another for like 72. You know, it just started climbing from there and there and there. But I wanted to just share that with you because what I understood, and I still understand now, is that there's a process that you go through. You know, and all it is real simple. The real simple keys to it. If you start focusing on the stuff that don't work and stripping that away and replacing it with the things that do work and only keeping that, no matter what, in that if you trust the process, no matter what, you are going to constantly grow, constantly build, constantly elevate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the most important thing that I learned. And I also learned that while you're going through that process, there's going to be plenty of people around you that look at you like you lost your damn mind. That's none of your business. Like, that's none of their business, man. You know, so a lot of times people get sidetracked because they start listening to other people who do not understand what another person is going through or what another person is focused on. You know, so that's the major key right there. Trust the process. You know, if you set your sights on something, focus on the end game. The end game is what's always going to drive you to, when I mean end game, that is the goal, that is the mission. You know, so and if you start with understanding why you're doing what you're doing, like where is the vision at, where are you looking to land? If you focus on that part right there, no matter what, as long as you commit to the process of going through, of stripping away the things that don't work, keeping the stuff that does, and getting better at putting more stuff into your life or into your game that is gonna always elevate you, then the process is gonna be worth it. It's that simple. You know, I hope that little nugget probably helps somebody today. You know, that's why I put it out there. And I suggest, and I really encourage anybody else, there's always a message and a word inside of everyone. So why don't you go out there today and share a little love with some folks, man? You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. I'm about to head on in. You know, try to see what we can get done today. How many people can we help out? You know, getting close to these holiday seasons, baby. You know where to find me. All right, Coach Jake checking out. I got the keys.